Hello. So today we are going to see migration of BizTalk applications to Azure. But the one question that comes that why we need to migrate our applications to Azure. It's because there are several reasons, and one of the most important is that Microsoft has announced the retirement of BizTalk. Mainly the mainstream support is supposed to be end by 2030 for all the versions of BizTalk. And if you're using the older versions, not 2020, then it might be getting ended very soon in like coming couple of years only. So this is one of the big reasons. And also in the terms of business and in the terms of companies, you can think of a solution which can adapt to modern technologies, and also the time which it takes you for your IT solutions to go in the market is also getting very less when you use the modern technologies. And when you are using the API based solutions, then your widen for the business is your reach is getting bigger and bigger for the business. And using the BizTalk, that you are paying for all the services which you are using, whether you are using it or you are not using it, but still you are paying some money. But when it comes to Azure, then you will be only paying for what you are going to use. So these are the one of the key reasons that motivates you to migrate your solutions to Azure. Moving to the next topic, which is like always coming, that what are my options to migrate? Do I need to rebuild the integration layer? Do I need to rebuild the whole solution and scrap my BizTalk solution? Or is there any possibility that I can use my existing solution partially or fully and leverage the new platform, which can be a cloud-based solution? But since both the technologies are having different architectures, so it would be recommended that you think of redesigning a solution in a better way, so that when going to the market, then you are leveraging more features and more components in real time than you are using one earlier, which are more based on a legacy solution, we can say. So when we talk about the architectures, then this is the BizTalk architecture, where you can see that we have one of the initial points is like to receive any sort of message through adapters, and after that it has to be processed by pipelines. Then it will go through the transformation, and then it will get published to the message box of the BizTalk. After that, there will be certain services like orchestration, or if there any send port which is directly going to subscribe to it, then those property promotions can be leveraged from the message box to the artifacts of the BizTalk. And after that, your message is ready to publish to the end user or to another service which is waiting for the particular message. But when it comes to Azure, then it has slightly different architecture, where you have one consumer and one publisher, and you have the different various components of Azure which are going to be leveraged. So you can use either service bus, event grid, or you can create your custom message box components using the different services of Azure. And after that, you can use various other components to subscribe your messages. The next question comes is like, where do I get all the functionalities of BizTalk which I am having currently in Azure? So there are certain components available which can help you to leverage all those features. Like for example, in the BizTalk SSO, which is responsible to hold the secrets of BizTalk, secrets of BizTalk artifacts. Then when it comes to Azure, then you can leverage key vaults, storage tables, or application configurations to secretly store your confidential information. Storage tables are not preferable solution for that one, but you can still use application configurations and key vault. When it comes to BizTalk message box, then you can leverage Azure Service Bus Queue, topics, and event grid or API management to promote your context properties and to perform the publisher and subscriber part of your messages. Similarly, when it goes to the schema, maps, and pipelines, then Azure provides a lot of artifacts. Like for schemas and maps, there are possibility of using integration account with logic apps, or if you can use Azure storage blobs with Azure functions or APIs, which is capable to hold your XSD, XSLT, or liquid files. In BizTalk, you have pipelines and adapters on the IaaS services, also which provides an endpoint for the users and the BizTalk to consume the messages. When it comes to Azure, then you have the logic app, which can act as a pipeline for each type of pattern you can provide. Like for example, this for disassembling or debatching a message, you can create one logic app which can act as a pipeline. Azure functions or the APIs also you can build and you can customly use them as in pipeline components. In Azure, there are a lot of Azure connectors available inside Logic app, so you can leverage them in the terms of when it comes to the adapters for replacing adapters. And also in the Azure, we have a lot of APIs, API management under API management or under Azure function or Logic app, so you can expand those as your IaaS endpoints. When it comes to orchestration and the assemblies which uses in BizTalk, then you can explore Logic apps, Azure functions, and APIs. And there are other components, artifacts of BizTalk like business rule engine, business activity monitoring, and the accelerators provided by BizTalk. So when it comes to those, how we are going to support in Azure. So business rule engine is currently not, there is no such thing available on Azure, but you can build using Azure function and storage table. For the business activity monitoring, you can use Azure Monitor or Power BI, and you need to use application insights or log analytics to build those components and log all your information which you are required for monitoring purposes. When it's come to tracking, then in Azure we have the run history and the track property resources provider, so you can use those to track your resources. When it comes to deployment, then in Azure we have DevOps, whereas in BizTalk it is slightly a complex process. So few of the customers supports assemblies and directly exporting the MSIs, bindings, and using the import functionality of the BizTalk. Or some of them which are in a good position, they use as the BTTF. But in Azure, you can leverage the DevOps to perform all your deployments. In today's small session, we are going to just set up our Azure integration tool on the VMs. So let me take you to the setup. So you do require PowerShell for that one, and to execute all the commands. And if you want to download the AIM tool and see how it works, then this is the repository which I'm going to provide you on the description. You can use this repository to read about all this tool is going to provide, which we are going to later use, which I'm going to explain it in my next sessions or next videos. This is one of the tools, and for installing this tool, you require to have, you can install this tool easily by Chocolatey. This is one of the packages provider, and to install Chocolatey, you just need to go on this website, and after that you can copy, and on any of your terminals, Windows terminals, or in your PowerShell UI. So what you can do is you can just paste the command, just execute it, and you can see that the installation is, as I have already installed, so it is already found in my computer. But when you do it on if it is not there, then it will do the installation for you. Once this is installed, then we just need to give its command for the to install the BizTalk migrator tool. Let's go there. So it is already installed on my PC. So this already available, and none of the packages are updated. But you can install it on your local. if you have not already installed it. Once you have the migrator tool installed, then after that you just need to export your ML size, and after executing certain commands, like for example if I say such command, then after executing certain commands of AIM, you can easily export or migrate, convert your solution into Azure format. Like for example, here we can see all the commands which are available. For example, here I have access convert access, which is like which can perform the discover phase on my stock solution. Then I have a migrate, which will do the analysis and can generate a report for my solution. And after, by going through the report, I can see what all artifacts it is going to provide. So for one of my solutions, I have done this. And if I open this, then you can see that it provides me a runtime report where I have one BizTalk application, and when it going to Azure, then what workflow it is going to generate. If I click on the application, then I can see the details or all the list of all the artifacts which are available inside my BizTalk application. I have one orchestrations, couple of send ports and receive ports. When I see the workflow, then I can see all the artifacts which it's going to create on Azure. Open the migrated folder, then you will see a bunch of files. Some of them are JSON, some of them are batch files, PowerShell files. We will go through them in details in our next sessions. But this is just a heads up to see how the files will go, how the migrated solution is going to look like. So for one of my applications, which is like a validation workflow, so here you can see that it has converted my application into various resources of Azure. And also it has created various applications of BizTalk, which is like BizTalk applications. When we see on BizTalk, then there is a default application which is available, and it is called BizTalk application. So this application is also referred to use some default pipelines, default adapters provided by the BizTalk. So this is also going to get converted in the form of system application. So that's it for the today's session, where we had just performed the setup of our BizTalk migrator tool, and later on we are going to execute all these commands on our BizTalk solution, and after that we are going to see how it's going to get deployed on Microsoft Azure. Thank you very